Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
Hey, is this thing on? Hello, testing.
No debate, cause it's all. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant.
What's up, Twitter world? There's my little OJ.
He's got an autographed OJ photo.
Has anybody heard the story about the Glizzy guy?
He fits today's generation.
Well, yeah, speaking of lady basketball players, Lola Bunny, bonkable. Yes or no?
No, it's not. It is Thursday. It must be. I will never understand why StreamYard finds the need to stress me out every time we start the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Korner with Pregame. It's summer vacation. I'm wearing a bandana, but we're not outside because it's 85 and humid. I don't really feel like smoking a cigar tonight. So there it is. Hope you all are having a great night. Thank you for stopping by, obviously. First off, Matt, take a deep sigh of relief, buddy. Justin Fields did not tear his ACL today, so.
Yeah, when you hear non-contact injury and all you think of it or what you hear is non-contact injury, goes down, gets back up, goes back down. My first thought is this is Aaron Rodgers 2023 all over again. This man blew his Achilles, rolling out to throw a pass, just nobody hit him. And then you hear carted off. I'm like, great, excellent. I'm like, cool. What are my options? My options are Tyrod Taylor, Adrian Peterson, and somebody named Brady Cook. I'm like, none of that sounds great because Tyrod Taylor, as much of like a, when he's healthy, is a very good backup quarterback option for a short period of time, but not somebody that's going to get you 5, 6, 8, 12 weeks. So then you look at the trade market. I'm like, all right, Adrian, what's his name? Anthony Richardson, maybe. Dylan Gabriel, Shadur Sanders, Gardner Minshew, Jimmy Garoppolo, Kirk Cousins, and Carson Wentz. And I'm like, this is terrible. I was like, well, we went from having maybe a 7-10 season, like we're going back to 4-12.
Hey, you put some respect on Carson Wentz, Winston Maximus Kamikaze's name, okay? That man is a living legend and a horrifying sight for defenses and offenses alike.
Listen, I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you that I spent about 2 minutes convincing myself that Carson Wentz was going to be a good option for the year for us. And then all of a sudden it goes from being carted off the field to that he was in the passenger seat of the car and walked into the locker room to a dislocated toe, not his big toe, different toe, dislocated week to week or day to day, should be fine. And that is the life of a Jets fan. You just automatically think the world is ending, and then you find out that it was a hoax and everything's fine.
You know what? I was very relieved. Like, I had there's a Jet fan I work out with, and he listens to the show occasionally, and he was freaking out. And I said, listen, like, I heard as recent as what? Like, they said around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, they said it's a toe injury, it's not an knee injury. I was like, breathe. It's not like death is not coming yet. We're okay.
No. I liked everybody liked my car analogy. We went from like a 2015 Cadillac Escalade with Rodgers, something that was nice and luxurious, but was definitely past its prime and probably has a little bit of things you got to fix, to a nice new.
He wasn't great,
Yeah, and then we get a newer, maybe Toyota RAV4, a little sport mode. It's got some speed to it. It's pretty durable. Gets the job done. Not amazing. It's not a Lexus, but And then we lost that, and I'm like, wow, we're about to go to like a 2005 Honda Civic with a Tyrod Taylor. Just something that just doesn't go away. Just stays. Still runs, has some kinks you got to work out, breaks down a lot, but, fills in when you need him to. And I'm like, we're just screwed. But now the Toyota's back in the shop. We just had a little patch in the tire.
Dude, the thing is about the Jets this year, and this was supposed to be the bridge here. Like, they couldn't really get a quarterback they wanted in the class. Do they find somebody in free agency next year? Maybe Justin Fields actually is what we thought he was supposed to be when he was drafted 10th overall. There's a lot of what ifs in the air for the Jets. And what cracks me up the most is, and also, by the way, the forest green bandana was for your Jets today, buddy.
For you, I got my Viking cup out.
Thanks, bud. I'm drinking Sam Adams American Light. Not terrible. Just It's a good golf course beer. Let's put it that way. Pretty light, easy, nothing crazy. The thing with the Jets is they're in this weird limbo. They're in a better position than, say, I'll throw out like a New Orleans, right? Or maybe that's really it. Or Giants, right? Like there's a couple teams below them that are not in as good a position.
Vegas,
Oh, you get Geno in that running game with Ash and Genty. Vegas is going to win. Vegas is a shot winning division.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, I would. This is when we talk. We obviously have our NFL previews coming up soon. I'm going to tell you exactly why Vegas is going to be a team everyone should be very scared of this year. Very scared. Because, dude, all they did was improve. All they did was improve. I know you're a Geno doubter because of he didn't work out in New York, but
I'm not a Geno doubter. I just don't think the Raiders are anywhere near built to compete for the division with the Chiefs, let alone maybe get over the hump of the Broncos or the Chargers right now. I mean, maybe they can finish in like third.
I think the Broncos are all flash no go. All show no go or all flash no substance. All their moves they made in the offseason, I'm just like, okay, let's see what Bo Nix does. Right? See what Bo Nix does. Now people get because the Buffalo Bills kicked their ass up and down the field to the tune of an absolute beatdown. And I can't ignore that because I look at it from the simple fact, like, hey, like there's not a lot of room for. Sorry, I'm trying to get us to go live on Instagram. My brain just shot for a second. I look at the Raiders and I think, okay, they got Geno Smith on a good deal. They've got a top 2 tight ends. They've got probably the best rookie running backs to come out since probably Saquon. And on top of all of that, Pete Carroll loves to run the football. They reloaded a lot of their offense to like fit him and Geno's needs. And, Geno can win with no offensive line, and their offensive line is automatically better than since Seattle. So if you throw all that together, in my eyes, it's a 10 to 11 win team with a middle of the road schedule.
I'll let you have that one. I disagree. I don't think they're going to be bad. I don't think they're going to be great. I think they could be middle of the pack, maybe like an 8-win team. We'll see how they do. I mean, they're coming in with the 22nd ranked offensive line, I believe it is, from last year. Yeah. They've got, besides Bowers and Genty, he's got nobody really to throw to. I mean, Jacoby Myers is the wide receiver one right now. They got that rookie Jake Beck, Trey Tucker, but offensive weapons besides Genty and Brock Bowers is slim to none. I think they still need some help with the secondary. Defensive line should be fine, but we will see. I believe in Pete Carroll. I think what's his name? Chip Kelly revamping himself with the offensive as an offensive coordinator in the NFL, going back to college and everything. I think that should be fine.
Football for about 20 minutes.
I will say I have confidence in Genty turning out well. I have confidence in Brock Bowers having a great year. I have confidence in Geno Smith throwing the ball, but that is about it on offense. I don't have confidence in that offensive line, really. I got to see what these rookies look like with these receivers, but I'll give the Raiders I think maybe they could compete with maybe with Los Angeles or Denver for, one of those spots, but I think it's still going to be Kansas City, either LA or Denver, and then possibly the Raiders at third, and we'll see who goes at fourth.
Fair. Hey, Nate. How you doing, buddy? You hiding back there?
Hi, boss. I'm excited for today. First off,
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. I had the hat. I'll try to get it later. First off, I wanted to thank you and Matt for recommending Spaceballs to me. It was I watched it during work yesterday. It was quiet yesterday, thank goodness. So I watched it. I enjoyed it. So thank you both. I appreciate it. I am
3/4 of the way through My Cousin Vinny. I passed out just before the climax court scene, and I'm finishing it tonight.
Okay.
So maybe, Matt, we'll save our reviews for Monday. The big key was Nate's Spaceballs review. So, Nathan, tell us what you thought of Spaceballs.
It was interesting. Right off the bat, the intro was like I knew it was gonna be like some like cheap version of Star Wars, and I was just like, I see where this is going. It was just funny, man. Like Darth Vader his name was Dark Helmet, and I was just like, I looked at it, I was like, what are we doing? It was just fun. Like the characters were funny. It wasn't like crazy funny, but it was a good light humor movie for me. You know, because I don't watch too many movies that were made before 2000. But it was just funny, man. It was great humor. I took a whole post-it note of what I liked from it. One of the characters' name was Colonel Sanders, and he was like, "Are you chicken?" And I was like, "Oh, I get it. I like that." They were talking about the combination to something. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I was just like, "That's the most basic combination you can make."
It's a spoof of Star Wars. And in the 80s.
And I like just like what's it called, like when they thought they caught the four, it was the princess and her friend, and then the dog and the other guy. I thought they caught them. I thought that they caught them, but when they turned around, it was a stunt doubles. I was like, "Holy shoot!" Like that's kind of funny. And that was the fight between Dark Helmet and
Lone Star.
Yeah, Lone Star. And then when Darth Vader, I guess when he threw his lightsaber, hit one of the cameramen, and I was like, I like how it's kind of like disorganized, but like not like but it's intentional.
Yeah, I got
organization. But that's just all to say. Like, I loved it, dude. So thank you to you both. I really do appreciate it.
Just wait until you watch Blazing Saddles. Woof.
Oh God,
that movie's gonna. Nate, just strap in. That movie's a little more of that humor on 12.
Oh, okay.
Because it takes place in the very wild, wild West, and it spoofs how the West was a little wee racist back then, and Western movies were a little bit racist back in the day. So it really aims at that shit.
Let's go.
Also,
give me all that.
We already have his whole month lined up. We have Gran Torino, Inglourious Bastards, Blazing Saddles. We're gonna get Darkside Nate rolling before the season even starts.
Go. Racism. You know who else is racist? The Bengals GM.
That's Nate from downtown just says, "All right, we're fired."
I heard this one.
Hey, he's racist, man. I'm telling you.
All right, so okay. So I need to hear why you're accusing this man of racism, because we're not saying, me and Matt in the corner booth are not saying he's racist. Our producer Nate has decided he's going to throw this bullet at himself.
Indeed.
Nate, why are you calling the GM of the Bengals racist?
I will take the credit. So from what I found, basically allegedly, when the owner Mike Brown, he has one press conference, and he was asked about the Shamar Stewart situation. And he talked about how, basically they haven't signed him yet because of the language of the contract, and how they're not going to sign a guy risking the fact that he might go to jail. I don't have the full quote in front of me because I can't find the article, nor do I want to find my notes I do have the notes in front of me, actually.
Okay, so I'm not going to play devil's advocate here. Yes, that blatantly comes off sounding exactly what you said it would, but also then the counter argument is, why would you think just because he's, he'd go to prison? Okay, so I'm just saying, there's a counter argument to it. At the same time, it's like, bro.
But so why now? Because look, anyone can get in trouble. Anyone can go to jail. Anyone can get in trouble.
Shamar Stewart's record spotless too?
Yeah, it's clean. There's nothing wrong with Shamar.
I don't get it. Mike Brown. Mike Florio. I can't remember who he was talking to yesterday. He was talking about this, and he thinks it's power grab. He thinks it's straight up. They are trying to just control power, because you've got all the things with how, I guess the best way to put it is you have all these guaranteed contracts in the second round, right? All these second round contracts are fully guaranteed now, thanks to the Houston Texans. And a lot of teams were a little hesitant. I think Mike Brown is trying to take back power a little bit, and it's just coming off badly, and it's just compounding. I guess, it's just, it seems like a very compounding thing where it's like, okay, everything is just going wrong in the situation, and the Trey Hendrickson thing is just getting even worse. So at a certain point, what are they supposed to do? Not as in Trey Turner and Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart. I'm team Stewart and Hendrickson all day. I could give a flying F about the Bengals. I love our boy Scotty and Mike. Shout out Mike. Scotty's a Niners fan, but Mike is obviously a big Bengals fan. Shout out to Mike. He's the only Bengals fan I actually know. Your team they sell the team, sell them, just sell the team. Like the Brown family has just ruined football in Cincinnati for years. Regardless of how I feel, if Joe Burrow is barely a top 5 quarterback because his injury knocks him down all the way to that list, but that's a whole other argument. Anyway,
that comment was pretty bad. But you know what? Speaking of racism, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Why would you have to lead in like that?
How else do I lead into it? All right, let me start it. My wife broke this down in a way that actually to me makes a lot of sense. As Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, just the wrestler. I was a fan of him growing up. He did a lot for the business, WWE, with WCW. He was a polarizing, legendary figure. Appreciate everything he did in the ring for wrestling and where it has come because of guys like you. You know what I'm saying? He's on the Mount Rushmore Hall of Fame of wrestling. Terry Bollea can go, you know what? Because
that's what his name is?
Yeah, the real person, Terry Bollea. The person can go F off because he is a very big racist. 10 years ago today, his big rant, and it's everywhere posting. I'm not going to recite anything in that. Obviously, you can go find it for yourself. But as the person, no respect, F off, don't care. The wrestler, appreciate what you did for the business.
Fair. It's kind of funny how, like, 10 years ago, I remember that rant. It's kind of funny that 10 years ago, like, you don't see it as much anymore. Like, people don't talk about his rant.
Yeah, and it took him a long time to address it and be like, yeah, that was messed up on my end. But, you know, anyways.
Even sadder, and I'm not trying to compare apples to oranges, but, dude, we lost Ozzy yesterday.
That's the biggest. I mean, you know what? I want to
say. I downloaded so much Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne music the last 3 days because, like, they keep playing old songs I remember from when I was a kid. Like, my mom wasn't a big Ozzy fan, so, like, my Ozzy Osbourne exposure came from, like, Guitar Hero.
Dude,
and, like, movie references like Little Nicky and stuff.
There's, like, War Pigs and Iron Man and Mr. Crowley are just 3 songs of his that I blast.
Tears,
in the
Crazy Train.
No More Tears. In the gym.
I can't listen to Crazy Train without thinking of Kevin Malone from The Office just going in the back at sales pitch meeting.
And I also feel bad, too, because Theo Huxtable also passed away, but nobody really cares because Ozzy Osbourne and then Hulk Hogan passed like within a day afterwards, and now everybody's focused on them.
I think also some another guy just died, too.
Yeah, Chuck Mangione was a big jazz musician.
Yeah, dude, like crazy last 48 hours. But, you know, it's not crazy, and he's back. One of our favorite guests on the show. Host of High Low Sports, a Colts fan. We're going to ask him today, obviously, about his me and Nate came up with a devious plan to ask our favorite fans here their training camp wish lists for their teams. So we're going to go around the horn here with this one. But also, he's the High Low Sports co-host. He's the Hunter Renfrow stunt double, and who's making catches like crazy out in Carolina. And, of course, he's just our boy, DJ Stewart.
Future receiver number 2 for Carolina, Bryce Young bounce back season. But we talked about everyone we lost this week. We also forgot about James Carthart, the voice behind Professor Oak. As well as the voice of James and Meowth from Team Rocket. He also passed away this week. So,
oh geez,
it gets pretty serious. It's a rough week out here.
It's been a rough week out here for our childhoods.
It's bad, and you know what? It's been rough. R.I.P.
It's one thing that's really going to destroy me is when Bruce Willis eventually goes, because I know his health is rapidly declining. But also, is it bad to say that I was relieved when I heard about this that it wasn't Ric Flair?
Ric Flair's never going to die. He's literally pumped up with so many toxins and preservatives. That man's going to live till 1 billion.
I hope so. When you hear like wrestling legend,
is Baker's dozen marriages. Okay, he's got to live that long.
Yeah, that's fair. His daughter's on. If she ever gets married again, that'll be the 4th. So she's just carrying the legacy.
I'm not entirely sure he's 100% human, so I think somehow he's going to defy what we think with actual proper aging and dying. Like somehow he's just going to be kicking around even at a very extended age.
I think the scientists that were behind Drago are also behind him, but something went wrong
Like they started pouring booze into the tank instead of water.
Yeah, they gave him a little too high of a dosage or something, and he just started wooing, and they just yeah.
I love that that GIF. I send that at least to somebody once a week.
They changed the formula for him. Instead of maximizing performance and maximize longevity at the expense of communicative skills. That's why you just get the random woos. That's him saying hello.
All right, DJ, how we doing over there, brother? You excited for the season? Colts quarterback battle, red hot right now.
You guys remember the old GIF of two R words fighting? That's literally what this quarterback competition is. I don't. I'm excited for 31.
He's swinging it.
Or when Cartman, when Jimmy and Timmy are fighting in
exactly
in South Park, and Eric Cartman yells something awful. That's I'm not gonna lie, it's so messed up to say, but dude, it's like Dumb and Dumber fighting. That's the PC way to put it. It's Dumb and Dumber fighting for the quarterback battle.
Oh man, FanDuel just posted. They posted that beautiful GIF of Nick Sirianni crying during the anthem, and they captioned it. Today is the last Thursday without football until February.
Oh,
right around the corner.
Oh, true. Oh my
and
goodness.
what a perfect gift to use, because that emotion of him during the anthem is just what I think we're all feeling at once.
I know. I can't wait. Also, because the way my Diamondbacks are just trying to kill me right now, I need my Eagles and my Hurricanes to just curb stomp people. At least my Eagles and my Hurricanes are going to give me about 15 heart attacks this year. So
I can't wait for you to be so happy about who's your QB3 again? Thompson Robinson to go off during the preseason, and
so they already talk about like DTR might get cut.
Who's your? Oh, because McCord. Oh yeah.
We got Tanner McKee as our backup. He's disgusting, but it's like then afterward, like Tanner McKee will probably be a starting quarterback next 2 years in the NFL because like we'll trot him out there against like the New York Giants or the Cowboys, but they're all banged up eventually. He'll throw for 5 touchdowns, 130 yards, 340 yards, whatever. And then Howie Roseman will do his little voodoo and be like, hey, I got a 6'4" quarterback with a howitzer for an arm who can beat a starting defense. And like, insert dumb team here's like, oh, I want it. Oh, wait, no, sorry, Matt. I didn't mean to say it too early.
Well, no, I was going to say, what's going to happen is that Joe Douglas is going to facilitate that trade behind the scenes and just fleece us with picks because he's great with trades. And then we're going to get.
Didn't he re-back up with Philly?
Yes, that's why I said he's going to facilitate that trade to the Jets, sweep us clean with draft picks, and then Tanner McKee is going to lead us to like 6-11.
And what
he'll get you 9-8. He'll get you 9-8 with that talent roster. He's that good sport.
It's really sad.
Right now.
He's the 4th best quarterback in their division. So congratulations to the Jets. They're already getting an upgrade.
But it's really bad when 9-8 is really appealing to me. Really bad.
It is for me too, bro. Trust.
Well, you guys didn't ask who the 4 ahead of him are. It's Hurts, Daniels, and Dak. Those are the 3 quarterbacks better than Tanner McKee.
Well, we already knew that.
No.
Oh.
I prefer DJ under center than Russ right now.
Well, he looks good in camp so far.
You watch your mouth.
He's not a fake Friday Night Lights character.
Hey, he's looking great in camp so far. That's what I've seen.
So does a Jugs machine, Nate. It doesn't mean jack until you play a game.
You be quiet now. Jackson Dart's going to be awesome because I need as few teams in the quarterback hunt for next year as anybody because I need them to go to the Colts. So you know what? Jackson Dart's going to be awesome. Every team has a quarterback.
Yes, sir, he is.
Tanner McKee on the Colts. So I approve that message.
I will give you Daniel Jones and a 4th-round pick for Kyle McCord. Right?
How about we do a 3rd and a 4th? You shoot Daniel Jones in the sun.
Why don't just start Riley Leonard? There's nothing wrong with him. Brian likes him.
There's a lot of things wrong with Riley Leonard.
You gotta believe.
Colin Klein, but 2020s. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, Nate, you got to realize. Nate, you and me are going to start watching college tape together because I want to show you what I see when I'm evaluating quarterbacks. Because DJ knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's something missing from Riley Leonard's game, from Will Howard's game. It doesn't translate.
I know exactly what's missing from Riley Leonard's game. The ability to consistently complete a forward pass. He is Colin Klein, but in the 2020s. And the state fans know.
Balls yet, though. I want to see him throw.
And get picked off like Jackson Dart did.
He threw 1 pick. Okay, easy, Tiger.
Dart will be fine. Let's give him some time. He
threw 1 pick, okay, and then he threw a dot to Scatterbo afterwards. Like, he's got to be fine.
That is a dock of Scatterbo shorter than you sitting down.
I know. You think about that. It's
Bro,
true.
there was a dude in the gym with a Giants hat with like those ginger beard. He's kind of stumpy looking. And I'm like, is that Cam Scatterbo? I'm like, no, he's got a beard. Never mind.
He's shorter than Nate sitting down, and he's thicker than Jared laying down. Like that man is built very
that
different.
man is thick. Yes, sir.
That is the epitome of a human show.
DJ, he's thicker than me last year. It's not as funny now that I'm actually losing weight. It's kind of
just laying down, so like you horizontally laying down. Like I'm saying, if you did, I'm saying he's that round. Like, even when you lay down, he's like he's 6 feet around.
Yeah, he just looks. You know what? Here's my favorite. Here's my favorite thing about the whole Scatterbo thing. I don't have the heart to tell Giants fans yet. Nate, you can hear this because you're a realist for the most part. You're an optimistic realist. Cam Scatterbo might be awful. I'm just saying it. I don't trust running backs who rely on breaking bad tackles in college to be good in the pros.
Tyrone Tracy's running back one. Cam Scatterbo's, you need a yard, he'll get you two. He's just a random
bulldozer. He'll fall forward and leap.
Tyrone Tracy's really good though. When he just started playing running back less than 1,000 days ago, I think he's going to be really good. I'm not saying elite good. I'm saying a good starting running back.
I'm saying he is. Yeah.
Like we're not saying top 5, but he's top 15 when he starts speaking. Maybe 20.
He's somewhere in like the Adrian Ellington, Amir Abdullah kind of area where he's a okay starter. I wouldn't run to the bank and pay him, but it's better than nothing.
His floor, I think, can be a more pigmented Danny Woodhead.
Oh.
Someone that you can just use in the passing game, and he can move the ball. You can occasionally hand it to him out of the shotgun. You're not going to give him 30 carries, but he's versatile enough you can use him.
I think his ceiling is Eagles DeAndre Swift.
Oh, that's fine with me.
That's a pretty good running back, honestly.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying no. That's good, but he literally has the ball carrier vision of a blind animal. Who? DeAndre Swift actually led the league in an unofficial stat of touchdowns run away from. They did this like next level blocking where they broke down DeAndre Swift running when he was in Philadelphia, and he found ways to run himself out of touchdowns. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was a completion. It was like a compilation of like 18 different times. He was one step away from scoring, and he would try to run into or juke or take the extra move for no reason, where his pure speed would beat the guy to the edge. Or
Tyrone Tracy's a little bit better than that. He's played running back for less than 1,000 days. I think he's got time to develop too. I mean, he was a receiver throughout until his senior year in Iowa. So I think he has better vision than DeAndre Swift already. He doesn't run away from the end zone, so he's on the right track.
What do you think of Miles Sanders, boss? Because I know he had some stuff the other day.
Listen, I love Miles for what he gave to us from 2019 through 2022. The way he choked so hard in the Super Bowl makes me pity him because the guy he was a backup to in college took his lunch money, took his number, and took his Super Bowl.
Yeah, Javonte Williams is going to be the starting running back.
Yeah, Javonte Williams is basically going to be like the Dallas Cowboys are going to average the most broken tackles on a 3-yard run I've ever seen in the league history.
I think Jaden Blue's going to get a lot of burn too down the stretch. I think he's going to get
every swing pass, every pitch. So I still have my theory that I got roasted for back in March, boys. Where where I got roasted for this? It was like our first semi-hit video. My Cowboys theory: how Schottenheimer is the patsy. Did
you say
this is how they get Archie Manning?
What did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. What did you call him?
About that.
I called him the patsy.
Okay, I thought you said you called him a Nazi. I was like, those are some serious allegations.
No.
You need to give me some details. What do you mean by that?
I'm not going to call random people a Nazi. Okay, that's up. No. He is their patsy. I'm telling you, this is my theory, and I'm sick of this. There's 2 teams that are going to tank the shit. It's not going to make any effing sense on the surface. It's going to be the Dolphins and the Cowboys. The Dolphins' reason makes a lot more sense because they have a lot of bad teams. The Colts are going to find their way into 6-10. DJ, they're going to try to win every game.
Don't say this because I already know it. I don't need to hear it. There's 3 good quarterbacks coming out as Arch does, and they're going to miss all 3 of them.
But back to my theory, right? There's like 4 or 5 going out for agencies. They're probably backups or whatever. So you're not screwed. It's not going to be always easy. Also, I hate that we're only getting, there's only 3 quarterbacks because every single year we do this to ourselves. Oh, there's only this many quarterbacks. I'm like, guys.
There's 3 that I like. That's what I mean.
Yeah, there's 3 that we know of now. Every year there's 2 or 3 more guys who actually. Yeah, exactly. So I get your point, but at the same time, just don't. The sky isn't falling yet. The two teams
My
I
point
think
remains the Colts will play themselves out of it, and they'll end up with a quarterback with 52% completion percentage and injury history at pick number 4 overall again. And now here we go again.
Yeah, well, listen, rest in peace, obviously, to Jim Irsay, but I feel like his daughters are a little more cutthroat than he is about this stuff, so we'll see. From what I've heard from the Pat McAfee show about the Irsay kids, they are a little more brutal than their dad. So you might actually have a new, fresh take there. They might just send Anthony Richardson to the gulag and start Daniel Jones all the way to 3-13 and get yourself a top 5 pick. He's just like, please, Lord, please, Lord. Or they bench it for one game. He comes out and turns into the reincarnation of Cam Newton. We don't know.
That's the only option. Give me Cam Newton or give me a first overall pick.
Well, we already know Cam Newton's getting shat on by everyone in the media now because he looks like just like a bitter bum now with the whole
rightfully so. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want him to turn into Cam Newton speaking wise. I want him to turn into Cam Newton 2015 wise.
Oh yeah, no, or Cam Newton 2011 Auburn. Like seriously, just give me that.
One of those. Like, yeah, I'll take that. I don't need
2012 rookie year Cam Newton.
I don't need an Anthony Richardson podcast. We're good.
Yeah, no.
He could rap. I don't need
hats in the wardrobe and the weird dreadlocks. But anyway, so my theory is the reason why I think Miami's going to tank is I talked about this ad nauseum, and actually our clip kept going almost went viral. If you haven't seen it right now, check it out on our TikTok and our Instagram. It's like one of our more recent posts. All their contracts go off the book. A lot of their big contracts go off the books next year, and on top of that, the only guys you really have to even think about paying are Jalen Waddle and Achane. I'm not paying Waddle because Waddle's inconsistent, gets injured.
I think Waddle already got paid too, so I think they're good.
Well, I mean, they could let him walk or they could try to dangle him for a deal. Whatever. The only guys you have on the books are Waddle and Achane. That was my point.
I got you. I thought you were saying you had to resign him. I misheard.
Yeah, no. You have to resign Achane at some point, but the only guys you have to. He's your best weapon. Anyway, you let Tyreek go. Because I think his contract's at the end of the year, right? Am I not? I feel like something in my brain's ringing that off.
They can get rid of him, but it's still going to be a big dead cap hit. I think there's a rumor that they tried to trade him, but no one wanted to take that behemoth of a contract.
Yeah, it's
going to be a lot, but it's going to be less than now.
Yeah. So then also, I think they try to find a way to deal Tua. The contract's not awful, but it gets better as the years go on. It's kind of like the Daniel Jones deal with New York. Like, yes, we all made fun of them for it when they signed it. But now it's like, okay, it's not as bad as what the hell, like, crap, who's the most overpaid coach? Oh, Trevor Lawrence's deal, or yeah. So
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, Dak Prescott, same thing. Like, it's not the worst contract in the league. I think the Dolphins will find a way to work themselves out of it and start from scratch. I think they're going to use Greer as a sacrificial lamb. They're going to throw in Mike McDoofus just because him and his cool guy vibes are just going to be just enough. Stephen Ross is an impatient, possibly a little, we already covered that topic earlier in the show. He's one of those type of guys. I think he's just going to cut them both loose and start over. I think it's a great move for the Dolphins because right now, every team in the division, even the Jets, got better, except for them. They got worse. That's the problem. With the Cowboys, it's even scarier because once again, what'd you say?
Oh, I said I agree with the Dolphins. I agree with the premise. I had no argument there.
You're loading up because you're not aware of my take with the Cowboys, really.
I'm going to let you finish, but I'm just loading it up. I'm putting it in the holster. I'm going to let you finish, though. I'm going to let you finish. I'm not Kanye, and this isn't an award show. I'm going to let you finish.
Right, so the whole Brian Schottenheimer situation smelled funky to me because the Cowboys had multiple attempts to reach out to the guys they wanted, and they just didn't pull the trigger anyway. I couldn't tell if they were waiting for Dion or maybe they're waiting for – here's the Dion theory is this. If he has an awful – if Keelan Slaughter, it's Keelan Slaughter, right? Or Keelan Salter. If he's awful at Colorado this year, even though they got all these recruits and they're like 7-4 again or 7, whatever it is. They have an awful record at Colorado this year. They're not good. They kind of regress. I could also see Dion just being like, you know what? Dallas doesn't feel like an awful idea right now. And then, but like, that's beside the point. There's also many other head coaches that are going to possibly be available next year out of college in the pro ranks. They could definitely get a better deal. Like when the bell of the ball, besides obviously Ben Johnson, who was going, or it was Brian Johnson, right? I can't remember.
Ben Johnson.
Johnson, whatever. Johnson and Aaron Glenn were the bells of the ball, right? Those are the two big head coaching names, and then Kellen Moore. If a former coordinator and two guys from the Detroit Lions were your best options, that ain't a splash to Jerry. Jerry's going to sit back and wait. Maybe Bill Belichick gets sick of coaching in college. I don't know. Or maybe there's another coach like maybe Sean Payton finally gets sick of Denver. We don't know. Jerry, in his brain, which it's like I feel like it looks like Alice in Wonderland at this point, is just going to be looking around for a new coaching option. I think this Brian Schottenheimer is going to manage his way into being who was the guy who coached before D'Amico Ryans in Houston?
I think it's Lovie Smith. It was like something that starts with a C. I can't remember.
David something.
David Cole or something like
David
that.
Kohler. David Kohler was whatever it was. Nate, can you look it up for us? Anyway, I think it's a similar situation. This gets them up into the top 5. This gets them one of those 3 or 4 quarterbacks you mentioned before. This also gives them leverage to maybe get another pick out of trading Dak. Hear me out, because like you said, there's a lot of teams need quarterbacks next year. Like Tua, Dak is a little. I could sell you Dak Prescott because, like I said, the contract is better every single year because the team look like the market keeps going up for quarterbacks. I could sell you Dak. Dak is a commodity I could sell a team on because as much as he can just disappear in the playoffs sometimes. I also sometimes blame Dallas. He's had some injury history. Dak Prescott's still a top 16 quarterback in the league. He's statistically he's top 10. Talent-wise, he's top 16.
For 18 weeks a year, he's top 10. We're not going to include everything that happens after January.
Yeah, but you get my point. You could easily sell Dak Prescott to a Jacksonville, or not a Jacksonville, but like to a Miami or to a New York Jets or something like that. You could sell them Dak. Because, Matt, let me be honest with you. Would you take Dak Prescott tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yesterday. You didn't have to finish, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Nate, would you take let's say Jackson Dart's kind of cheeks. Would you take Dak Prescott tomorrow?
Nope.
Wow.
Because I know what's coming.
All right.
What's coming.
DJ, would you take Dak Prescott tomorrow?
I'd take him yesterday.
Exactly. That just made my point. So you get rid of him. The only guy you have to keep is CeeDee Lamb, and even that contract you can move. Jerry blows the whole thing up and tries to rebuild. I think this is where he starts. He keeps the guys he wants. He's not going to keep Micah. Micah's walking. He gets a lot of these defensive guys back. He's got some pieces. The offensive line's starting to come back to form. I liked the Tyler Booker draft pick. I think there's a lot of things to like about Dallas, but I think they need to go through 1 year of really, really, really bad and getting the quarterback and getting the coach. That's why I think Brian Schottenheimer is a patsy, because he was awful as their OC. Why was he internally promoted? That was my point.
I'm going to throw the challenge flag. I do respect your point, and I'm going to just disagree because I think Dallas is actually going to be weirdly good this year. I think you know how sometimes stupid people say smart things and it has you scratch your head like, how did you think of that? I think this is one of those cases where Jerry makes the wrong decision but gets the right math with Schottenheimer. I like their roster a lot as I look down it. I'm going to ignore the fact that they have 3 Tylers on their offensive line because that still just looks absolutely hilarious, but they're all pretty effective. I like the defense if they could stay healthy. I do think Micah is going to get paid. I think Jerry's just stupid, and he's basically charging himself 140 cents on the dollar. So their over-under is set at 7.5. So are you taking the Cowboys under 7.5?
I will now. I want to see what they do, because if the turmoil keeps, we got breaking news. The Raiders just released Christian Wilkins.
Yeah, he was out for the year, so that makes sense.
They weren't happy with the way he rehabbed last year, so they forfeited, I believe is the right term, the $35 million that they owed him.
Yo, Howie, you know what to do.
Oh my God!
You won't have him this year, though. I mean, he's out for.
I don't care. Put him on the pup. We'll pay him pennies on the dollar. Give him a full guaranteed deal the year after. I'm good with it. Let's load him up.
That's yeah.
I want to run the NFC East till my grandkids are in high school.
So I'm gonna take the Cowboys with the over 7.5. I think they're a playoff caliber team. I think everything you said is gonna be true, but I think you're a year early. I think this year they're going to be weirdly good. Then they're gonna fall off the wagon. I like that.
I think I'm giving the Cowboys too much credit to be that smart to tank.
I like that. I like the roster. They had a really, really good draft. It just wasn't flashy. They Donovan Azaraku, Siobhan Ravel, Tyler Booker. Like, they had some really good picks. I think the Cowboys will be very unusually competitive.
You see my only issue is with my own take, is I just found a giant piece of broken glass when I shattered that glass a few weeks ago. Stepped on it. My biggest issue with the Cowboys is either they're going to be too smart for their own good and find ways to avoid, or too dumb for their own good and find ways to keep being good and keep being mediocre, or this is finally the year they're so stupid they stumble into the lottery. That's my theory. This is the crossroads year for them, especially for Dak. I think this is the year for Dak. But you agree with my Miami take, though? You think Miami's going to be a bottom 5 team?
I think Miami's the worst team in that division. I think they're cooked. I think
Yeah,
the only hope is Devin Achane goes complete and utter Christian McCaffrey from 2 years ago. And that'll get
unfortunately, and this is not me wishing anything anyway, I think H is going to get banged up because I think Moser was their changeup. That was that kept guys from just teeing off on Achane. And as much as people crap on Moser for his availability, when he's in that game, in that system, he was electric, even as a 31-year-old running back.
And I think Miami's going to be shrimp tempura this year.
Oh, I love shrimp tempura. That's hella good.
I was going to say tuna cans, but I feel like that's a little too close to home.
What's that?
The whole whale wars thing with the whole the Japanese whaling industry and how dolphins get killed because of the whaling industry. The whole South Park episode.
I'm a Family Guy.
I am too, but South Park's still funny. Anyway, all right. So we've already talked about DJ. Do you have any conspiracy theories? I'm curious because I haven't asked you this yet. Well, obviously, we'll probably talk about a lot. But when the three of us are going to be live at the Fantasy Football Expo in a few weeks in Canton, Ohio, it should be fun.
Conspiracy theories. There's
maybe DJ, if you want to do an impromptu show with me and Matt.
Oh, in Canton, probably.
Yeah. The three of us could do a corner booth, high-low crossover. So we'll do something. We'll have some fun. Do you have any theories? You're they're nagging in your head. You think something's going to go wonky this year. It's just the Cowboys one. I'll give you off the rip. That's a tee shot. But I'm interested in some stuff you're hiding in the back book a little bit. You've been kind of looking at it like that doesn't make sense to me. Why is this happening?
No, it's not that it don't make sense. I'm thinking because me and Kelsey have our predictions. It's going to be all of the bunch of targets. We haven't done. We pick every single game and we see how it plays out. We haven't done that yet, so I don't want to. I'm not holding anything to the tongue. But two of them I am flirting with. I am flirting with these ideas. The Titans will win the AFC South. Flirting with it because the AFC South sucks. I don't even care about the Titans. The AFC South sucks that bad.
Yeah,
that is due to complete incompetence across the board, and they just survive.
Oh, I don't care. Listen. Being born on third base still means you can score a run. I don't care.
And I think, and the other one that I'm kind of pondering is I think Tampa Bay is going to be dangerous. I think Tampa Bay is going to be an NFC Championship team.
I think they're going to be. I think they are the Eagles' biggest threat in the NFC.
I think they're going to be everyone's biggest threat too. Baker was an MVP caliber quarterback last year with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin out. Now you give him Emeka Egbuka, the statistically best receiver in Ohio State history. While he's never been the number one receiver, just the fact that you could plug him in next to those guys, I think he's going to be a big
season of the Buck.
Exactly, and Chris Godwin's going to be coming back healthy. Evans is going to be healthy.
They're going to have to outscore everyone.
Bucky Irving.
That defense is abysmal.
They
got worse, DJ. Their personnel looks worse.
They got some guys. I disagree. I think they got some guys, but Todd Bowles is still going to make it happen.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Is Todd Bowles could literally slap a Band-Aid on it, and they'll still be a top 10 defense. Bottom top 10, but still be top 10. My theory.
I like Vita Vea. I like Kalijah Kancey actually playing. Yaya Diaby is nice. I like Anthony Walker. Hassan Reddick, just to rush quarterbacks too. Jamel Dean.
I'll take it back. I do love their pass rush now with Reddick getting added.
I love Benjamin Morse, the corner they got out of Notre Dame, who's a top 17 pick this year if he's not hurt. He would have been a top 17 pick the year before.
All right, so you're proving my point wrong, which I this is why I love having you on.
What's the sack line for Hassan Reddick, between you guys?
I'm saying 9 this year. I'm saying over 1.5.
I'm gonna give him 10. I think he's gonna hit the 10 mark.
I'll give him the under.
Yeah,
I think he gets 4.5, 5.
I think Tampa Bay is gonna score so much. He's just gonna get so many opportunities.
Dude, he's gonna have so many shots just to rush. It's gonna look like he's gonna look like Eagles Reddick for a little bit. He's just gonna get after it.
You got Carolina, who can't really protect Bryce consistently. You have Atlanta, who's nice, but we have to wait and see how that comes together. And then you got our boy Chris with the Saints. That's going to be a lot of sacks just in those 6 games.
Yeah, he's gonna be a division bounty hunter.
Trey Kamara.
I have not to you guys. They'll probably trade him the freaking the Bengals or something. I have a theory about the NFC North. This is one of my preview theories, but I'm giving you all a little taste. I think the only team that makes the playoffs out of the NFC North is the Lions, and they make it at 11-5. I think they're going to struggle with the lack of coordinators. I think the Bears were ignoring. They didn't fix their biggest facts. I don't trust Caleb Williams as a glorified starter. I think he is a good, solid quarterback, but they're also all going to beat the snot out of each other. because the Vikings are going to be a mid-team this year. I think Sam Darnold kept them in a lot of games that McCarthy might find their way out of because I don't trust McCarthy. I don't know what I'm getting. I think the Packers regressed, and I think that everyone's overblowing. I am a Jordan Love truther to the point of I'm sick of hearing about this kid. I've been waiting to hear how this guy is the next like Mahomes or whatever kind of quarterback, and I watched him play like absolute dog dookie against Philadelphia twice. So I am not sold on him as a player. I think he's talented. I just don't think he's got it up top. I think he's just Justin Herbert with a different haircut. That's my theory about him. I think he's a solid quarterback with decent personnel around him, but he's never going to be more than the first or second round exit guy. He's a Philip Rivers to me. The Bears' biggest problem to me is they keep getting all these guys, keep adding all these weapons. They got this new head coach. It's all about who's behind the wheel. And I don't trust Caleb Williams not to make stupid mistakes.
If Caleb Williams doesn't have this team in wild card contention at the minimum, I think you got to start looking at other options because listen, last year they had every offensive player you would want at the positions. They just didn't have an offensive line, and the defense was bad. They've improved. They improved the defensive line, and they made big key trades for that offensive line with I think it was Jonah Jackson and Joe Thuney. That offensive line, and they've added whether they drafted or they signed. I know, but they've revamped that offensive line. They've got Luther Burden with. Yeah, they've improved that offensive line significantly. They had Luther Burden replacing Keenan Allen to go DJ Moore Swift.
Was that? And they got Roshan Johnson as a backup, and they brought in another guy. I can't remember. They brought in another guy too in the draft.
But and they got Cole Kmet and Colson Loveland, so he's got plenty of options on offense. And like I said, the defense, they improved the defense in a lot of areas. This should, and new coach and everything in town, Ben Johnson, this should be a team at minimum that he should get 10 wins with. There's no reason why you shouldn't be.
I think here's the last part of this series. I think two of those teams. I think the Bears and Packers will both go 9-8, and the Vikings will go like 7-10. I think it's going to be a very competitive division. The problem is they're just going to beat the snot of each other. The issue is I think you have 2 or 3 teams out of the East that at least 2. It's going to be at least Commanders and Eagles out of the East, possibly Dallas. I said possibly Dallas if DJ's right. Then out of the West, we don't know what we're getting at San Francisco. We know the Rams are going to be good. I don't know what we're getting in Seattle. I think Seattle's going to be a dumpster fire, but we don't know yet. And you can never count the Cardinals because they just keep giving themselves shots with Kyler Murray. We don't know. And then down south, we talked about the Bucs being lethal. We also could see a Panthers team go 10-7 or a Falcons team go 10-7. That's with weaker play than what the NFC North has to do. That's part of my theory. It's that the NFC is going to be so competitive at the mid tier. We all know like the top tier is going to be. It's going to be Tampa. It's going to be Philly. It's going to be Detroit. Right. Those are the 3 in LA. Those are the 4 top teams. Then you go into like the guys that are like they're like almost there like the Atlantas or the Carolinas maybe. You have the possibly a team out of the West, but then you get like Washington who's just missing. But the problem is they play in Philadelphia's division. Then you have everyone else, and this is why I think I only think one team's going to make the NFC North playoffs. Just like I think only one team's going to make it out of the North. I think 2 teams out of the AFC North. We're going to talk about this obviously because August 4th, ladies and gentlemen, season 14 kicks off. This is the announcement. We're going to do week by week. We're going to do 1 college conference, 2 pro football conferences. We're going to break them down individually. We're going to start on August 4th. We're going to have some of our friends, possibly a Mr. DJ here will come on for the AFC South along with Mr. Hector. Maybe we'll have our boy Kelsey come in for NFC North and NFC East or wherever team he's picking. We don't know where his allegiance is.
He doesn't know either. He's the guy. He's the Rob Lowe wearing the NFL hat right now.
I love it. Can he please come on my show? I'll buy him an NFL hat at the comp. I'm going to text him this. Me and Matt will go into the pro football shop and we'll buy him an NFL logo hat to wear around the whole pro football helmet.
That's all he needs to know. That's all we need to. I want to touch on your NFC North thing real quick before we get too far off it because you know what's very interesting because I have the same thing with the Packers. I think they're going to take a bit of a step back, and I think they're awesome. They were 1-5 in the division last year, and their 1 win was by 1 point over Chicago. They just really struggled. They just really kind of struggle with the guys they have to deal with. They struggle with those elite teams, so I think that's going to It's gonna hurt. They were basically dependent on Josh Jacobs being awesome and Xavier McKinney getting a pick, which he had one every other damn game. So it's a very weird dynamic how they're set up. And I think Chicago's gonna be a little better. Minnesota's gonna go down a little. So well, that's gonna be a fun division to watch. And like you said, I think Detroit's gonna take a step back. They'll still be awesome, just won't be as freakishly awesome. You don't lose 2 coordinators and just snap right back into it, but the way they did. So I'm curious for the North. That's gonna be a fun one for sure. But I think Green Bay worries me if they're what they can do, because I could see them being awesome. But then I could see that still creeping in where suddenly it's like, how are you at 8-9? Like, what happened here? And then Chicago, I can see going 8-9, 9-8. Just, I think Caleb is good. I think he was a little overhyped, but I still think he's good. And I think they have it built around him where he'll be able to get the ball out without getting assaulted. He's not facing a firing squad every play.
That one Texas-Oklahoma game has gotten this kid so far. I think we were so blown away in that Red River game that like it's made his reputation to what it is now.
I think it's the way he plays too. Like, oh, he looks kind of like Patrick. It's like you're looking at Patrick's highlights. You're not looking at Patrick play in and play out. They forget about the play in and play out. And then when you come in, and let's not forget that the Bears with Matt Eberflus as head coach, that was absolutely idiotic. Their coaching situation last year, like it's like Trevor Lawrence when he had Urban Meyer's rookie year. You know what? Forget it. You had no chance at that point. So I'm really gonna judge what he does this year.
It's only year 2 with Caleb, so we really have to. Listen, I'd love to be proven wrong. I always root for success. Does Caleb some of his antics annoy me? Yeah. Like, let's do the fingernail painting. Come on, bro. You're a professional quarterback. Stop. Like,
if he needs to show markable improvement. Let's say they still only win 8 games because that division's awesome. Let's say the Vikings don't take a step back. Green Bay gets better. They're under firing. He has to look better. That makes sense. There has to be an eye test that he passes for sure, which is what I'm curious to see.
My biggest issue with Caleb was always like, I kind of look at this. Remember how in the NBA 2000s till about like, I'd say whenever LeBron hit his peak, we were looking for the next Michael Jordan. We thought it was Kobe. We thought it wasn't Lynn, but it was there was another guy who came out that like he never actually made I don't know. There was a bunch of maybe he's the next MJ, maybe he's next this. I think we're looking for the next Mahomes. There is not another Mahomes. Okay, as much as he annoys me, he's dude is next
quarterback of all time before he's 30. Good luck finding a mimic
insane. Of that. He is what LeBron was supposed to be in the NBA. He is what the LeBron was supposed to be. Because we had Brady, our Jordan. We had our Michael Jordan in football, which was Tom Brady. Like, you can't deny the excellence there. Okay, like it's there. Then you have what we thought was LeBron was supposed to be, or what we got with like Sidney Crosby versus like, Wayne Gretzky. It was like, it's there. Like there is the heir apparent. He's in the sport. But the thing is, Mahomes is his own breed because where we thought Brett Favre was this cool kind of gunslinger, Mahomes took that and honed it and perfected it and is elite with that and will still out-efficient you and still beat you. Where Favre will more likely beat himself. So I think the biggest problem is right now, NFL GMs have to, and this is a big thing in scouting. And DJ, you and me do a lot of draft prep. Me and you do a lot of film. We both watch a lot of it together. Not together ourselves, but together combined, we probably watch about 100 hours.
Want to watch with me? I'm an asshole while watching. I'm a demon.
Oh, I mean, dude, you and me are going to watch tape. You, me, and Matt are going to watch some tape while we're at because we don't have a flag football tournament this year. We'll have time. We're going to watch some tape together, and I want to go over some prospects with you because I'm really curious of your thoughts. But go for guys who are just good at what they do. We try to look for the next this, the next that. That happens through nature and osmosis. It does not happen by what you see in a college film. Okay? Like, we didn't okay, so if you told me, I mean, I kind of nailed this one. I said in his draft preview, you can shout out to my boy Mark Riley for this. I said A.J. Brown's ceiling was Terrell Owens.
As long as he stays away from Chipotle.
I said on-field Terrell Owens.
I'm never going to let that go. It's going to, anytime A.J. Brown's name
it's there every time I bring him up on you. And it's kind of funny, he happens to have a second team be the Eagles, but unlike T.O., he got the second deal. He's actually best friends with the quarterback instead of enemies. I see that comparison. That's something different, but like, you can't tell me, okay, I don't want to see any, like, pro comps are great when you're doing draft evaluations, but once they get to the league, those need to be axed. Caleb Williams needs to be the best Caleb Williams. Jalen Hurts is the best Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson is the best Lamar Jackson. especially with quarterback play, receivers, running backs, O-line, you kind of get with it. I think with quarterbacks, being your own version of yourself, the best version, is the best way to be successful. Because I can't compare Tom Brady to anybody. He's Tom Brady. He's the greatest of Tom Brady. Peyton Manning, same thing. John Elway, same thing. You go all these quarterbacks, you can't compare them to guys who are other legends because they're so much like themselves. NBA, you can do this with, like, there's no one else like Michael Jordan. There's no one else like Magic Johnson. There's no one else like Shaq. There's guys who are close, but they're not close.
So you could say you can compare skill sets, but you can't compare results and greatness. Like greatness and ability is different. And I think with what it bugs me too at the quarterback evaluation process, I'm glad you said it that way. You look at the top of the chain, it's Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, whatever order you want to put them in.
Those are the five.
I was separating those three separately for the reason of, like, they're good, but they're so freakishly good, and coming out they weren't as polished. You just looked as like, wow, that guy's a freak. I can mold him. I can change him. Like with the Colts tried to do with Anthony Richardson, like, we can make him Lamar Jackson. No, you can't just take the guy who's good.
Anthony Richardson.
Just take the guy who's good that knows how to play football. Like I think people underrate being good at football compared to what I could. Coaches smell their own farts and smell roses. It's like it's why I like Garrett Nussmeier too. I think he's gonna be underratedly good. I think he's gonna be pretty good. He's good at football, especially when he gets away from Brian Kelly. Hold on, I got a long-winded rant here. I'll get right back to you in a second. So I'm bringing this back to Caleb Williams because all of those extreme hype things. Let's say he's Dak Prescott. That's the best quarterback in Bears history. That is a really good quarterback if he's Dak Prescott. That's 5,000 yards and 30+ touchdowns multiple seasons. That's a ton of playoff bursts. But all right, we'll say it's exactly the same with a lot of coming up short in the playoffs. Still the best quarterback in Bears history. Still worth a number 1 overall pick in that case. Unless Jaden Daniels is Lamar Jackson, then it's like, well, okay, he's also 113 pounds. I was worried he'd snap in half. I get it. So I think those ridiculous comparing saying he was the next Patrick Mahomes 2.0 was the problem. Because I think just because they sometimes have cool shortstop highlights, let's reel it in and just say, like, all right, let's say he's really good. That's good enough. It's like when people say Victor Wembanyama is just a Hall of Famer, it's not good enough because they expect him to be Hakeem Olajuwon. It's like, reel in the expectations. Let's just say they play similarly and he's awesome. Because I think it's weird. If Caleb Williams is Dak Prescott, people will call him a bust, which means he's a top 10 quarterback for a decade.
You know Bo Nix is going to be. I'm telling you right now, he's going to be Jeff Garcia. And there's nothing wrong with that. Jeff Garcia had an amazing career. But same skill set, semi-mobile, decent arm, not great, pretty accurate, coachable. He's a gamer. Yeah. Hopefully, he has a better hairline than Jeff Garcia. But he
has a better hairline than DJ.
But am I wrong though? The quarterback style is there, and it's a West Coast style quarterback with a little bit of mobility. And I don't think Bo Nix is gonna have a bad career. I just think Bo Nix is like Jeff Garcia, has a ceiling of he might get close to an NFC title game, but he's got to be or AFC title game, but he's got to be carried with elite talent around him. Whereas like a guy like Jaden Daniels or a guy like Jalen Hurts or a guy like Mahomes, you see my point. These guys who have elite talent and can transcend the rosters around them, that's where the difference is. This is why I got to know with the Cam Newton argument, because Cam Newton had that talent, but he wasted it. He played reckless. He abused his body. Yes, did the GM of the Panthers ever really truly help him enough? Not enough. But Cam Newton also played reckless, and he paid the price for it. And now he comes off like a kind of a regretful old head like McNabb when he was taking shots at Wentz. Wentz, I thought, was the next Brett Favre. I thought this guy was right there. Improviser,
he might be
country boy, hunter, gunslinger arm, had all the stuff, had the cojones to throw the ball, and then Jadeveon Clowney cracked his eggshell, and that was it. Never the same quarterback.
Literally killed that man's career. It's absolutely uncanny.
Carson, I'm telling you, you go to the UFL, you will be the greatest quarterback in that league's history.
Absolutely. Go play for one of the 4 new teams that are relocating at this point and take over and redefine.
Go play for my Battlehawks. I will happily buy it. I will buy a Wentz Battlehawks jersey tomorrow because I want this guy to be good. I loved what he came out. He was oh shucks country boy from North Dakota. Dude comes out slinging piss missiles, and then I find out he's a huge dick in the locker room, and it just killed me. But thanks, Alshon Jeffrey. Oh, yeah, by the way, Alshon Jeffrey, I will never stop apologizing to you because I was wrong. You were right.
Yeah. I want to say, too, going back to the quarterbacks thing, because you mentioned all those guys, too, like they transcend. They also have all those natural gifts that I think everyone gets obsessed with, like the arm strength, the mobility, the things that you can't really teach. I think a lot of the other quarterbacks that can match that, they just got to realize like how other guys did it, like the Tom Brady's, the Joe Burrows, etc. You got to be the smartest guy on the field, which is something you can control. It's easier said than done.
The gutsiest.
Exactly. Like, I think there's just some of those things that the way offenses are taught and are going through, they don't do that anymore. They simplify. That's why you see so much shotgun stuff in college where some guys come to the NFL have never taken a snap under center. They don't. It's one read offense. I think
bring back the power in college.
Like I look at some of those guys, like we look at Jalen Hurts. He's awesome, and that he is by no way the most naturally gifted guy. He can move, but he's not fast. He's not necessary. He's not camp.
He's probably the speed of an athletic tight end.
He's good, but he's also very smart and understands what needs to get done. I think a lot of those guys that may not be those naturally quote unquote aliens, they could just outsmart people and get it done. I think more of those people should draft those type of guys.
Yeah. I think you look for guys with unique stuff you've never seen before is what you should look for when you're evaluating quarterback.
And if you don't have anyone like that, find someone who can just play and understands the game.
Fit your offense, right? So this is so stupid and this is so trivial, right? NCAA Dynasty, right? We all play it, we all love it, right? I look for a quarterback that fits my system. I like a guy with an absolute howitzer on his shoulder, has a little bit of mobility. It could be as low as like an 80 or as high as 94, 95, whatever. But I like a guy who can hit in the pocket, run out on the run, hit the deep ball. Intermediate stuff, we can work on it. Find a guy you can develop but can do the basic things of your system. Don't go find yourself another Lamar. I think this is the biggest problem with teams. You know what? You know who the best example of quarterback evaluation is bullshit is Geno Smith. Geno Smith should have been a top 10 pick. That dude at West Virginia was broken. He was a cheat code.
Games too were insane. Considering that last year's first 7 games, he was the Heisman frontrunner.
I know. And so the thing is also, all of his evaluations and all the reasons he dropped in the draft were stupid. So nothing made me happier and nothing made me want to give all those GMs who passed on him a middle finger. I honestly wanted us to draft him. I was like, dude, if he passes, like, we should go get him in the second round. Because I was like, he could be Vic's heir apparent. I don't know who this Nick Foles guy is. Just screw him. Let's get Geno. I'm good now. But Geno Smith, to me, when he was successful at what he did well at West Virginia is what he did well at Seattle. He's a gunslinger. He throws the ball effectively down the field. He's an improviser. He doesn't need an elite offensive line because he's got a quick snap release. He is great in the 2-minute drill and in clutch moments because he knows how to deliver. He is not afraid to make the big throw. That is what makes him good as a quarterback. Once you got him away from the garbage can organizations in New York or as a backup of the Chargers, you got him to an actual team to actually try to utilize his talent. You saw what happened. Sam Darnold, same thing. Sam Darnold's got a raw deal, and so did the Jets. I think the Jets, honestly, should have just taken a quarterback who's a little more well-adjusted. Maybe, honestly, I think the Jets probably should have. I think in a dream scenario, Baker Mayfield falls to them. If he goes to the Jets, he's probably won them a Super Bowl already because he fits the grittiness of New York. He could take on that kind of beating, much less Cleveland. I think that teams need to understand there is some truth to what you see in college quarterbacks film because you are going to get a version of that on Sunday. What version of that is up to your coaching, your development? But, okay, look, you show me Jalen Hurts quarterback tape from Oklahoma and his later years in Alabama. I see.
No, other way around. It was Alabama, then later years at Oklahoma.
No, that's what I mean. Sorry, his later years at Alabama into Oklahoma.
Don't want the Bama fans coming after you. I'm looking out for you.
Yeah, I know. Listen, we know Miami Jared. Listen, I respect him. He's a Bama boy. He does have his Oklahoma finish, but whatever. I'm neutral on that issue, by the way. So, when you look at Jalen Hurts' traits from the Oklahoma years and his last 2 years, once he got benched or two, all that crap, whatever, you see the sparks, you see the roots of what he is. Same thing with Burrow. Even you go back and look at old Michigan tape of Brady, you see the roots of what makes them elite in the NFL. I think with quarterback evaluation, the biggest thing is look for what they can do, not what they can't do. Make them use their talents to fit your system, not, hey, this guy looks like this. That's the end of my point here. But because I want to do what's it called, wish lists before we get out of here. DJ, Matt, you guys have any other points before I bring Nate back in here and we talk about our wish list for training camp?
Yeah. Mr. DJ, can you confirm that the Jets are off the list of Mr. Kelsey?
I cannot confirm nor deny this, but I would have to expect
That's all I
that it's
need
most
now.
likely unlikely.
Well, listen.
He's already miserable enough as an Auburn fan, man. I don't think he wants to do himself.
He does enjoy himself in Justin Fields, so there was an opportunity there. So I'm saying it's not over yet. I think there's a better chance than there is with the Patriots right now.
See, my pitch to him is watch the entire season, kind of like what Nate did with the UFL, but at a more grandiose scale. And
if I want to lock him up as a Jets person, I don't want him to watch the whole season.
I'm not saying for that. I'm just saying
before they start playing.
Yeah, I want him to make a decision within a couple
weeks. If he picks a champion, he may end up being an Eagles fan, and that just might just kill him. Man.
I think Jared's theory is terrible. I don't think he should do that. I think he should make his decision ASAP.
Also, Eagles fan Kelsey would just break my brain.
Yeah, I don't think it's an option. I don't think
hope not.
can make it happen.
Yeah, also because me and Kelsey can't agree on things. That's this is not possible.
I don't think he has it in him too. It just won't happen.
He doesn't have. Listen, all us Eagles fans have a certain genome in us. He doesn't have that genome.
Bring Nate back in here. I don't need to say anything smart ass.
All right.
We'll see who he goes with. It should be fun.
Hey, we're talking training camp wish lists now. There is no rules to this. You listen. You could say, "I want Jackson Dart to shoot 100, to throw 100% in his preseason." You could say anything you want. So, give me 2 or 3 things you would love to see in the New York Giants preseason this year, training camp edition.
Ooh, so preseason, like the preseason games, obviously, right?
Preseason games, training camp, anything. Now through September 3rd.
Okay. I do want to see Evan Neal continue to hopefully play the guard position well during camp and in the preseason. Obviously, we spent a first round 7th overall pick on him a few years ago. At this point, we're just trying to salvage his career. So hopefully he can turn it around at guard. Another thing, Malik, please stay healthy. He has a toe injury that has been lingering since college. He's been being able to manage it well. I mean, he dealt with it last year, still played and still did really good. I'm happy to see him succeed with us, but just continue to just manage it and don't overdo himself here during camp and in the preseason. And then finally, just ball out during the preseason, man. I know I've come a long way from crying over not getting Shadur Sanders to liking Dart as I do now. But
so proud of you, buddy. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, boss. You're always right, it seems like, when it comes to college quarterbacks. But no, I'm excited.
I shoot about 85% usually. Okay, I've only had 2 or 3 misses.
I'll take it. But I'm just so excited to see him play, man, and just to see what he's got. And he's a young guy that's going to be our future. And he gives me a lot of hope compared to our previous quarterback, who, another guy has to deal with that now, who's in this conversation. So, that's my 3 items for my wish list.
All right, I'll make mine quick because being the defending champs, there's life is good. Shout out to Jordan Davis, by the way, who lost 35 pounds over the offseason. 335. That's scary. He looks like a different person. So shout out to Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis. That's trying to earn more money. Jordan Davis. Look out.
Yeah, that's trying to be him and Jalen Carter are stopping everything in their mother for the next 15 years in the NFC East. Congratulations, Jordan Davis. Weight loss, as somebody who himself is trying to go through that process right now, it is not easy, even as a professional athlete. So congratulations, Mama Dude. You are an inspiration to me and many others who are trying to do the same thing. So congratulations to that. I want to see who wins. I want to see a competition between Terrence Marshall and Jahan Dotson. So Terrence Marshall, apparently, AJ Brown said in camp, he is making a lot of dudes on the first team uncomfortable with their positions. Because Terrence Marshall got hosed. He went from Baker, Sam Darnold, and rookie Bryce Young to Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. Those were the quarterbacks he's had since he left Joe Burrow. Yeah. Yikes, bro. Okay, so I think Terrence Marshall might be like our new breakout star number 3 receiver. It'd be great. Move Smitty into the slot where he's elite at. But either way, I would love to see that. I want to see Keely Ringo take that step. I was in awe of this kid when he picked off Bryce Young in the national championship game and ran that back to the house. I said this kid is Richard Sherman with some wiggle and more speed. I want to see that alongside Q and Cooper DeJean. I want to see this happen for Q Ringo. And last but not least, I want us to turn Jihad Campbell into our version of Micah Parsons. He has the talent, rushing and coverage. I think he's a legit weapon on defense. Vic Fangio loves his versatile guys. This is the most versatile of all of them. At safety, I would love to see Makuba versus Sidney Brown for that last safety spot. I think that is going to be one hell of a battle. Sidney Brown, who plays like Palomalu, mixed with the Tasmanian Devil, and Andrew Makuba, who literally, I think, took a dude's head off last year. So I'm okay with either one starting. I love both of them. I think it's going to be a great battle. So, yeah, there you go. That's the defending champs thing. I could obviously – listen, preseason, when you won the Super Bowl, this is my second preseason now as a defending champ. I just want everyone to stay healthy. That's the key. I don't care about anything else. Just everyone stay healthy. DJ, you were the guest of honor.
I'm not even excited at all. I'm not even gonna lie for this one. Like, this season's so apathetic at this point. I'm just a fan of the game.
Winning divisioning like the ones that, like the freaking.
Yeah, if they win, I have to run a triathlon because I opened my mouth back when they signed Daniel Jones. So even if they win, I've opened my mouth.
Got that.
Preseason training camp, just get everyone healthy because I want to actually see it play out. I don't want there to be any like, oh, if only Anthony was healthy going to the regular season, then we do this for another year. There's too many. You haven't even played 7 consecutive games yet. Like that, we don't even know. Like, that's getting frustrating. I don't want to see Daniel Jones have a Sam Darnold year because then you pay him and then we saw this play in New York. So I just get everyone of the regular season healthy. I want to see Tyler Warren just kind of step into that role because I think he can be an elite tight end for years to come once he gets someone who can throw the ball. I would think their skill positions are loaded when they're healthy. They just need someone who could complete a forward pass. I think those are kind of the main things. Just want to see him get healthy so we can actually see what it looks like. I don't want any excuses for if they stink or if they get hot. I just get everyone healthy. It's when expectations are really, really low. It's the exact opposite. You're just more like, let's get everyone healthy. I like what the defense can be. Those offs, bringing in Bynum and Char Ward to go with the guys. It could be fun, but I need everyone to get healthy. The Colts are known for getting injured a lot, so let's just get everyone healthy so I can be disappointed in its full force.
Okay. Maddie. Okay, so before Matt, you're about to go about the Jets. Our next thing, and it'll be our last thing we're talking about today, 3 wishes you have for teams that are not yours. So it could be about the Titans,
Nice.
Bengals, freaking Raiders, does not matter. So obviously, DJ, I know you have your show, so you can obviously restrict your takes. You can give me change-ups if you want. I don't care.
No, I got this.
Maddie, I'll let you start that one off, but first, your Jets wish list.
So after this morning, the number one thing would be I hope that there are no more injuries. Everybody's healthy and maintains a healthy training camp, a healthy preseason, and that we have no major injuries heading into the season. That's number one. Number two, I hope that I see the first team play some preseason football because last year, nobody on the first team played football in the preseason. And we saw how rusty that defense was the first couple of weeks. They were really bad against the Niners. We almost lost to the Titans. So I would like some first team reps in the preseason to take the rust off of everybody before the season starts. The next one would be I would love in training camp or preseason, I would love to see this team add another receiver, whether that's trade or free agency. This team is in desperate need of a receiver too. Right now you have Garrett Wilson, and then next to Garrett Wilson you have it's either Alan Lazard, Malachi Corley, Josh Reynolds, Tyler Johnson. Malachi Corley is the one person I'm excited for because that's the only person that we don't really know what he may or may not be because last regime didn't use him at all his first year. So I'd like to get him involved. But I would like everybody to stay healthy, get some starters in the preseason playing football, get another receiver before the season starts for receiver 2. And I guess the last one would be like DJ was saying, like I there's no expectations with this team. Everybody's kind of expecting them to not be good. So there's really no expectations of like playoffs or bust or Super Bowl or bust. So my fourth wish would just be to maybe just have a good training camp and have a really good preseason and just maybe shock some people heading into the season. Maybe turn some heads, maybe be like, oh, maybe they aren't going to be as bad as they're expecting to be. I don't know. I just want to stay positive and optimistic like my buddy Nate. Yeah, it's very tough too when you're expecting like 6 or 7 wins. But everybody stay healthy, get some first team reps in the preseason, and give me a receiver before the season starts. That's my wish list.
All right. So Nate, so now you're like 3 other things around the NFL. This could be any like thing around the league. Like, what
Easy.
are you kind of like looking at?
Number 1, I hope the Patriots are terrible this year. Number 2, I hope the Dolphins are terrible this year. And number 3, I hope the Bills are terrible this year.
I love it.
All
Just
four are
saying
terrible.
No, but in reality, I hope around the NFL, I guess I would say, I mean, it's not just because I'm your friend, but I do hope that Cam Ward has a good season. I was not a huge fan of his comments, about Will Levis getting hurt, but I hope Cam Ward proves doubters wrong and shows everybody why he was the number 1 overall pick. That would be 1. Number 2, you know what? I'll say it because I have a soft spot for Sam Darnold because he was supposed to be the guy. I hope he does better than we expect him to in Seattle. I would love to see him take Seattle to the playoffs, have 2 back-to-back years of getting into the playoffs. I have my worries with that just because the offensive line is really bad and the lack of weapons that he's going to have over there. But I hope Sam Darnold has a good season and that he finds his way maybe back into the postseason because he is an easy person to root for. And the third one, I'm going to stick to my gun with my first one. I hope the Patriots suck this year.
Nice. For me, I want Cam Ward to be great, but I want more because I want the vindication of what Shannon Dawson is as a quarterback developer and offensive coordinator at Miami. I think what he did for Cam Ward's game, and you look at the tape from what he was at Washington State or even Incarnate Ward to what he was at Miami, the difference is not – it's little things. It's not like he was still an elite quarterback talent at all the schools he played at, but I want Shannon Dawson to be like vindicated that he can produce a pro quarterback because I do have this theory that we might see Carson Beck have an elite season. I've had 4 SEC guys on the show in the past 5 weeks or 6 weeks. All of them have crapped on Carson Beck, and I realize it's mostly fan bias because they hate them because of Georgia, whatever.
You also
I would love to see that. Yeah, I just hate Carson Beck. And I think the poor kid's just taking enough bullets this year. I think he just leave the poor kid alone. My next one is more not writing back by Geno. I want to see more Geno Smith, just fun. Give me a Raiders wild. I actually believe in what the Raiders are doing. The fact that they cut Christian Wilkins today, this is a new organization. Old Raiders would have said, it's okay, take your time, we're good. New Raiders, yeah, F off, dude. We're done. We're done. You're a bum. You literally mailed in your rehab because you didn't want to be here. Goodbye. So I love what the Raiders just did. I think this is a great move. I think the new Raiders are back. As in what we thought we were getting in 2016 before Carr's leg went. And what we got in the 80s, right? Mm-hmm. And last but not least, I want more veteran running back paychecks. More Saquons, more Derrick Henrys. I want to see more veteran running backs get their bag. That is what I love. I love running back, bring back running the football. I think it's when football is balanced, it is at its most pure. I love Colts football when I see Jonathan Taylor busted for $145. I love Jets football when they have 3 different running backs somehow combined for 120 yards. I love football when a no-name running back from the Raiders somehow breaks up from the Niners or the Chiefs, busts up my fantasy week. Bring back running the football. I want to see more elite running back play and good starter, solid backups like what Philadelphia has and what Baltimore has, what Indy has. I want to ban the running back platoon. I want to see a starter, a solid backup, and a good change of pace guy. That's how it should be. Bring back early 2000s football. I have spoken. Nate, what is your wish list for non-Giant related things?
For the Eagles to suck. I'm just kidding. Dang it. But no. So Matt, you mentioned Cam Ward, right? So I can't take that from you. Shoot.
We both mentioned
John,
We're-
I'll jump on the
This is a-
bandwagon.
This is a Pro-Cam Ward podcast, man.
It really is. No, but I'll take it a step further. I do want to see Ward and Restrepo have the connection like they did in college. I think it's fun.
I just want Restrepo to make the team, man.
Yeah,
That's
I'm a
what it
sucker. I'm a sucker for college connections, man. Like just to see college teammates reunite together and succeed in the pros. I'm a sucker for that. So that's one thing I want to see for sure.
Because he wants to Meyer and Malik Neighbors.
Nah, we good. We no. I'll stick with Dart and Neighbors for the foreseeable future. But another thing I want to see is Drake May. I know it hurts for me to say it for Matt's sake, but hopefully Drake May has a good season as well. I think he has all the weapons to succeed around him, whether it's the backfield with Henderson and Stevenson or Stephon Diggs at receiver along with Kyle Williams. Good offensive line, good coaching staff. I do want to see him succeed for sure. I think we all got lost in the Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels conversation last year to the point where Drake May was kind of just like under the radar. So I kind of want to see May receive his get his flowers this year. And then one more. You know what? I miss how he was off the field. I want to see Jones succeed and take the QB1 spot in Indianapolis.
You can have it as long as it's a 3-14 QB1 spot.
Yeah. Look, he obviously was very bad for us, and I will never forgive him for the suffering he made me go through for the past 6 years. But he did lead us to the playoffs, and he was a good guy. Yeah, there you go. He was a good teammate.
He ran away as soon as things went bad for him. Quit defending him. We hate Daniel Jones around here.
No, but I personally have a soft spot for the young man. I do. He was the quarterback of the playoff team in 2022. So
Ryan Dabble was the quarterback of the playoff team.
Yeah,
Daniel Jones
it was Dabble, Saquon, and yeah.
Daniel Jones existed in the 1 second between snap a ball and get ball to Saquon. He was Mike Winchell when Boobie Miles was healthy.
Yo, that's a pull right there. Woo!
We will not be defending him on this podcast for a bunch of reasons.
Fine, I'll change mine.
Not even my show. I don't even call the shots.
I'll change mine.
Oh, I'm allowing it.
If the Giants miraculously don't make the Super Bowl, they're not going to make the Super Bowl. So if the Giants don't make the Super Bowl, I want the Bills to win the whole thing.
Okay. I mean, this is training camp related, but I'm
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm in the background over here working. I apologize. Can I do mine over again?
Yes, you can.
We'll circle back to you.
Somewhat quickly, but yes.
So training camp edition.
Yes.
Okay. Oh man, I should have gone last then.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go next, and then we'll circle back.
I want to see an undrafted quarterback in a starting spot.
Go to DJ. I'll go after.
All right, I'll keep mine relatively quick because I had a few of them too. I want to see Michael Penix get preseason snaps. Last year he got 4 of them, and then no, we're good. And then last year he played in the 3 games at the end. I want to see him get some burn in the preseason, give him a chance so they have a shot in hell to succeed. I want to see Hunter Renfrow make the team for absolutely 100% biased reasons whatsoever. I'm excited to see. I don't want to see Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett honestly play at all in the preseason. I want there to be a pure Shador and Dylan Gabriel battle royale. I want to see those two take 100% of the snaps just to see how it goes. Because I think they can both perform well in that offense, and that makes one of them trade bait. I'm excited to see how that one plays out. I think the last one I'm really curious to see is I want to see the rookie running backs across the league, not including out Ashton Genty. We already know that one. Warren Myron had to. I'm looking RJ Harvey. I don't think Quinshon Judkins is an option, so we'll roll that one out. But Trey Henderson. Yeah, a lot of those just young running backs. I want to see them get a chance to kind of take those spots, as you mentioned. There's the veteran running backs, but then there's a lot of openings. I want to see some of them find their way into those positions. I'm really curious to see how those ones play out. Last one, I want to see the Bengals figure their ish out. Get Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart back in there, only because I want to see Joe Burrow in that high-flying offense actually have a chance in hell to occasionally get a sack. I want to see what that looks like because that makes those AFC North games that much more fun.
Yeah, true. All right, Nate.
Screw
one more shot here.
Everyone stay healthy. You know what? That's all I'm going to say. Everyone stay healthy. I don't want to
too late for that.
Wait a punt on that one. Woo!
Except New England.
Whoa.
Who do you hate the most?
Can stay healthy.
Who do you hate the most?
Half of us are probably going to draft him in our fan.
No, it's easy, Nate. It's New England.
Okay. All
right. Well,
and that's Buffalo and Miami.
No, I got one last one I forgot to think about. For the full season, since Nate did the full season, I want Xavier Worthy to be awesome. Xavier Worthy to be awesome because I think he's going to be a fantasy sleeper this year.
I don't want the Chiefs to have anything good in this life.
I don't either, but I think Xavier Worthy's going to. I think he's going to be this year. I think he's going to be Deshaun Jackson from this year. I think he's going to break out this year.
I want them to burn.
I want to be right, though, and I said it yesterday on our show, so I want to be right. I care more about that me being right than my hatred of the Chiefs.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is about 8:27 right now, so we're going to wrap it up here. Shout out to our sponsors, Righteous Felon, official sponsor of Nate's Penalty Box, the best meat snacks around, Corner Booth Podcast, and, of course, Belly Sports. Promo code BELLYUP for 15% off the checkout. Now available in your local supermarket. Congratulations, guys. You guys have finally made it. Candidips.com, promo code BELLYUP20 for 20% off your purchase at checkout. The best dip alternative on the market. As a guy who plays a lot of baseball outside in the heat, is a great change up to your usual, Copenhagen's, your Grizzlies, stuff like that. And it's a lot better for your teeth and a lot better for your gums. And last but not least, SeatGeek, the best ticketing app on the planet. Promo code Belly Sports for $20 off your first initial purchase. Some restrictions may apply. Please verify your email before you put it in, because if you used it at all, even to scan your thing, it will not work sometimes. But that being said, we want to shout out DJ, of course, for coming on. You can find DJ and Kelsey every Wednesday, 8 o'clock, doing their live shows, plus videos all over the week. Everything from betting, they even talk soccer. Obviously, football is the most important thing in the world, but new show just dropped. Check it out. Obviously, stick with them, obviously, through August, along with us. They're the perfect combination where we bring a little comedy. They bring the facts and the finesse to it. It's a lot of fun. Also, big announcement, barring a occupational reason, we have a friend of ours returning every Thursday, or almost every Thursday, during the pro football season. An old friend of the show. You guys know him. You guys love him. We'll release that once it's confirmed. But big news for Corner Booth. We're getting an old friend back for the Thursday show. It should be fun. All right. That being said, boys and girls, have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Try to stay cool. It's going to be like 90-something in Connecticut tomorrow. I'm hoping I keep my crew alive. And, yeah, happy opening week of training camp. I cannot wait for Hard Knocks with the Buffalo Bills. I want to see my girl Haley Steinfeld be happy. So congrats, Josh and Haley. Peace.